3 of Friday Night Fights for Team Hearth League. I'm Cinder. I'm going to be joined in the booth here by In Position and Follow Durden tonight. We have two matches lined up for you, and I'm going to hand it off to In Position right away. And tell us, what do we have on deck for the night, In Position?
All right, thanks, Cinder, and welcome everyone. First game is a good one. Always top deck lethal versus bad hombres. Now, these guys are on teams that aren't in the running for the playoffs just yet. They could get in there if they get off to a good start today. Always top deck lethal and bad hombres. Of course, everybody wants to see bad hombres and what deck they're going to bring, and it's going to be real interesting as they play always top deck lethal, and we'll see how that goes. Second matchup is Hearthstone Academy versus Dirty Mike of the boys. Hearthstone Academy, we know their background and history is very storied at this time, and Dirty Mike and the boys made a real good run last year. Now, this one does have significant playoff implications as they're currently 2-3 in their division. So I'm looking forward to this one, and we may be talking about this one at the end of the year as the one that may have turned the corner for one of these guys or put the other one way up ahead. That's what we got for today. Cinder, back over to you.
All right, thanks. And follow Durden. Do we have the deck list, the decks classes open up? What are we looking at
Yep, we do.
for these two
So,
matches?
Smoked Salmon is bringing Druid, Mage, Paladin, and Warrior. And Kazar is bringing Druid, Mage, Priest, and Warrior. So, a couple of things that jump out at me. Both players actually brought Mage, which Mage is always a contender for a tier 1 type of class in most metas. Not so much in the Frozen Throne meta. I think it's finding its way back, and we'll probably get a bump from the upcoming nerfs. But as of this moment, in a vacuum, Mage is not really considered a tier 1 class. But they both brought it. Both opponents did. Cinder, what about you? Anything jumping out with these class selections?
So we've been talking about the regular conquests strategy that's been going around is you bring druid, you bring priests. The druid gets banned on all sides, and then you take like one aggro and one control. So like those control Frostlich Jaina mages usually get paired up with like Pirate Warrior or a Murloc Paladin. But I see Salmon didn't actually bring priests. He went Mage Paladin Warrior. So it could be Frostlich Jaina, but this could be a very aggressive lineup with a Secret Mage instead. So I'm curious to see which way he went with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, well, last week, if you tuned in, guys, for Friday Night Fights last week, we saw that when the DKs came down, that Mage was at a disadvantage, referring to ZT Dubs and Dwayna's match. And Dwayna actually swept ZT Dubs, who queued up a Control Mage build every single match. And Jaina just wasn't able to handle the Anduin and its ability to pressure. It wasn't able, which, Smoked Salmon's not bringing Warlock. So yeah, we're gonna see Salmon's bringing a different lineup from Dwayna, but these DK cards have made the Conquest med interesting, to say the least.
Great. And then the second match. Do we want to talk about the second match when we're ready to cue that one? Should we just go into the first match?
Yeah, let me check in. I'm gonna go on mute for a moment so you guys don't hear me coughing and pecking on my keyboard. And
Sure.
I'm gonna message Salmon. And sorry guys if I sound a little distracted right now, but Kazar kind of came in right around match time for those guys. So we're running a couple of minutes behind. So I'm gonna message them. So I'm gonna go on mute for a moment.
Hey, I messaged them. They're getting ready to go into play mode now.
Awesome. Thanks, In Position. You
Great.
are always in position to be helpful, man.
Yeah.
I would expect it would be. This is going to be. It should be Druid bans all around, but I tell you what, if Smoked Salmon is running the Secret Mage, he might leave up the Druid and ban the Warrior and try to go after the Druid Priests. Even Druid Priest Mage if that's a Control Mage.
Yeah, and I believe it was the player was Ensom at DreamHack recently, who brought the anti J Druid lineup and made it. Was it to the final four? I believe.
They're there were not many at Montreal, but there were some. But I tell you what, at Asia Pacific summer playoffs, they had quite a number of people taking an anti-Jade, anti-Priests lineup and actually did extremely well. I know 2 of them actually made it all the way to the top 4.
Wow.
So like it is, and that's Conquest. DreamHack, of course, is last year's standing. It's a little bit different dynamic. But that it had success in the Asia Pacific playoffs to me says that there is some legitimacy to the idea of going after the Druid Priest lineup.
So we do have the bans in, and both players we have a double Druid ban.
There it is. So now it's really interesting to see like which side of the aggression line this mage falls, because that's going to really I think that's going to be like the pivot point as to where like what the lineup strategy is here.
Yeah. And I think I've almost got all the coffee out of my lungs, so I will quit sporadically going on mute here.
all the cafefe has exited your lungs.
Oh, that damn cafefe. We so yeah, we've got double Druid bans. So I guess there goes the sexy strategies we could have witnessed tonight. The last hero standing, like you said earlier, it makes a little more sense to hard target, but yeah, I mean, no surprise, Druid is just so powerful, at least for a few more days.
Right. Yeah, right. So in a couple of days, they're just going to have counterfeit coins instead of innervates. So it's we'll see if it still holds water, but it's the fact that more mid-range decks I think are going to start entering the meta is probably going to mean Jade Druid's meta dynamic is going to change pretty drastically.
Yeah. No, I've already got 3 or 4 spicy mid-range possibilities just waiting on Monday.
Right on. I'm eyeballing Dragon Priest, man. I think it's going to be a hit.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at a DK Tempo Warrior and Secret Mage, of course. And yeah, just I don't know how much War Leader's supposed nerf is really going to impact that deck either, but I guess we'll find out.
I think it's the War Leader nerf is relevant because it makes some control counters more relevant again, because now it can get any Murloc board can be at least partially cleared via Consecration or Volcanic Potion. That 2 damage will be enough to clear off several Murlocs off of a big board. So I think it actually is a big deal.
Yeah,
I think Shaman could get a boost. Hey, they're ready to go,
yep.
So
let's
let me know and I'll give them the thumbs up to go ahead and start.
We're ready.
Let's do it.
And yep, they're both in they're preparing mode right now.
Yep. So once again, Khazar versus Smoked Salmon, and what are the teams for these two?
Yeah, so Salmon's going to be left with Mage, Paladin, and Warrior, and Khazar is going to be left with Mage, Priest, and Warrior. And Khazar is representing ATL, and Salmon's representing the Bad Hombres.
All right.
All right, so I've got the invite from Salmon. I'm going to go into Khazar first. We're going to keep Khazar on the bottom for the viewers at home, and Salmon's going to be on the top.
All right, and let's get right into it. So we see, what I would expect out of the Priest player. This is almost certainly the Highlander Priest. He's got the Galactic Crawler for the Pirate Tech and the Doomsayer. And on the other side, the Paladin, check this out. Is that Cthulhu?
That is...
Am I seeing things? Is that Cthulhu?
Oh my god.
That is
Dirty
Cthulhu.
Mike and the boys, they deliver once again. Look at this deck.
No, this is Bad Hombres.
Sorry, Bad Hombres.
No,
Bad
you're
Hombres.
good. You're good.
My mistake. So yeah, look at this. This is a very control-heavy indication here. Stonehill, Doomsayer, the hand buff card there. What is that? Smuggler's Run, and Cthulhu.
Wow.
And he keeps it all. Oh my goodness.
So are we gonna see this? I mean, it all signs point to a hand buff Cthulhu.
Hand buff Cthulhu, because I find that interesting. That's like one of the problems with the Cthulhu decks is that the minions were so middling.
Yeah.
So the hand buff may make up the difference. And Smoked Salmon picking up Happy Rag off the top deck, so no available plays just yet.
Yeah,
Did he keep Cthulhu in the Mully?
he did.
He did.
He did keep Cthulhu. So we're I can't even I don't know if I've ever seen a buffed Doomsayer before. This
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah.
Our Khazar's hand, he does have good enough tools to handle just about any aggressive opening, but Smoked Salmon has no aggressive opening to speak of.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been different maybe if that Smuggler's Run had hit a Twilight Elder, you know.
Yeah. Cthulhu's Chosen is going to be a nice follow-up to this Doomsayer, this 1/8 Doomsayer, to get a sticky minion on the board.
Yeah, and Cthulhu's Chosen could actually get a little bit of work done in because of that 4 attack against the Priest.
It's true. Divine Shield plus the 4 attack. It's going to be really difficult for him to remove.
Yeah.
Though he does have a Doomsayer of his own, so Khazar may still have a way to navigate this early turns.
Yeah, so Salmon, it looks like he was going to try and take initiative and drop that the Stonehill Defender with a little bit of a buff there, 2/5.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be a 2/5. He may also be able to pick up the what is it? The crazed something, the 3/6/5 mana taunt.
Crazed Worshipper.
Crazed Worshipper. That's what it is. That'll pick up some more Cthulhu buffs. Khazar opts to go ahead and use the Shadow Word Pain now to clear off the Doomsayer and protect his small board. And Smoked Salmon makes his first play, picks up Wicker Flame Burn Bristle off of the Stonehill.
Yeah, so Cinder, how do you navigate this turn 4 of Khazar?
Well, it's complicated because he just gave up his only Shadow Word Pain, so now he's going to be forced to use Spell Power. He can use the Holy Smite for 3 and trade through with the Radiant Elemental. That's a possibility. I don't think I'd use the Spirit Lash yet. That's not really getting much value out of it. Or he could just Doomsayer on his own and try to set himself up for a 5 play if he's lucky enough to top deck Raza.
Yeah, I like I mean, I don't like having to use the Holy Smite. I'll give it a peek there for the viewers. I don't like having to use the Holy Smite. It allows him to maintain initiative. And because he can just, bump and then heal the Radiant Elemental. So it looks like that's going to be what he's going to do here.
Yeah, and the Holy Smite, too, is if it's a Velen variant, it's a very important piece of the combo, because it represents a chunk of damage at the end of the game. So yeah, he does just that. He Holy Smite to clear with the Radiant Elemental trading in, and Cthulhu's Chosen comes down on 4. Khazar can trade through, and he does pick up Kazakus here, which could be a big swing play.
Yeah, I mean, Khazar has to be wondering what in the world's going on right now. and a lot of times here, Kazakus with the 1 mana is just, it's kind of sexy in terms of offering fuel later on for the big burn push that the Razakus is going to want to have later on. However, though, seeing a hand buff these Cthulhu minions, you got to wonder if he's going to go for more of a board clear approach with this Kazakus spell.
Yeah, because I would think that now that he's seen the first Cthulhu minion, he's got to think that it's just going to be a steady stream of minions from here to turn 10. So that may be part of his calculation here.
Yeah, and he's not too far off. Smoked Salmon does have some fuel over there.
Yeah, he's he picked up the Disciple of Cthulhu last turn, which is a great tool. It that 2 damage is more relevant than people would think.
Yeah. And so he goes with deal 5 damage to all minions and draw 2 cards.
Yeah, his hand is pretty light, so he definitely needed that. Wild Pyromancer coming into hand for Smoked Salmon, no doubt part of an quality combo for board clear, which may or may not be relevant in this matchup.
Yeah. Well, he's got one piece of the 2 card clear almost any board in the game. Now if he just gets that the Tiny Potion. Oh my gosh, we are not doing a good job remembering card names tonight.
Man, there's so many. It's like we're halfway through a rotation, so it's tough, man. Shadow Word Horror coming into hand for Khazar. Probably going to be met with limited use.
Yeah.
And unless that burn bristle becomes part of the board state. Priest of the Feast not yet relevant, although the 3/6 body may be attractive.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen Cthulhu minions. You have a board wipe in hand. Priest of the Feast has to be an attractive tempo play here.
Yeah, just the 3/6 body is going to be difficult for a control-ish paladin to deal with. Tarim coming into hand for Smoked Salmon, but no board yet for that to interact with. Oh, that's Don Hancho. When did he get into the hand? I don't remember seeing him being drawn. Wait a minute.
Oh.
And he gets on Rag. Oh my goodness, it's a 14-14 Ragnaros.
Wow, that is one happy Rag right now.
Oh man, and that is, we are just 2 turns away from it being able to be played. That could spell real trouble for Kazar if he doesn't pick up a death anytime soon.
Yeah, do you think Simon was happy to see it hit Happy Rag, or
I don't know. I think I would have preferred either Cthulhu himself, because it would increase the number of missiles that come out of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Or hitting it on Worker Flame Burn Bristle, which will make him more resilient to being cleared.
What?
Yeah, I've never once ever pondered the possibilities of hand buff Cthulhu. And the interaction with
sense, though.
Yeah, it makes a world of sense.
Because all of those attack buffs also increase the battle cry damage.
Yeah.
So as the longer, that's why he kept Cthulhu in the opening hand, because the longer Cthulhu sits in the hand, the more it benefits from the hand buffs.
Wow. I mean, I don't believe Kazar envisioned having to use that Kazaka spell on this board.
Yeah, and I think Kazar may end up regretting this Doomsayer, because it's going to present he's got no play on his turn 8, and it's going to leave an open board for Smoked Salmon to land that 14-14 Ragnaros.
Yeah, these tempo plays for Kazar just don't feel good at all.
Another small minion in hand. This is trouble. He's got to draw either Anduin or Death right now.
Yeah, that is not it.
Oh my goodness. Galaka Crawler just coming down for tempo, just to put some board pressure on board. 3 damage is quite a bit better than 1.
Yeah, and we see the effect of Ashbringer even being a threat with Kazar holding the Acidic Swampoos.
Yep, and so Salmon opts to not play the Rag just yet. He may be respecting the Shadow Reaper Anduin and the Shadow Word Death, which I would understand. In fact, wow. Good instincts by Salmon there, because there comes Anduin into the hand for Kazar.
Yeah. So the Umbres, they may play meme decks, but they play them well.
Yeah, so still a steady stream of minions in the hand for Smoked Salmon. The Twilight Elder in play, which is decent. This board that Salmon built may be increased in power with Sunkeeper Tarim. So
could be a good turn for Kazar, though.
Yeah, that Shadow Word Horror, that's probably about as good a board as he can ask for.
Well, he's got the potion, too.
Oh, he does have the potion, yeah.
Yeah.
So this he has, the Spirit Lash is gone, yes. So he can't get a full board clear here, but he can clear out most of it.
Yeah.
Would you have thought about just Anduin and saving some of those low-cost spells for the Anduin turns?
I would, personally, as an Anduin player. Like, I know this is a control paladin, a control style paladin, so that means I need to burst him down and, kind of whittling away your low-cost cards.
He's going to wish he had that death.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys about that. He was pretty quick snap pick on the silence, and knowing that you're getting into the late turns of Paladin, Shadow Word Death it feels like it made sense there.
Yeah, and he knows that Cthulhu is in the deck, so I mean that's got to be in the back of his mind. What's my answer to Cthulhu when Cthulhu hits the board?
Well, he's got Anduin too.
Yeah, he does have Anduin, but it's quite like this is always always the question when playing this deck is like, do you hit it now and then just start machine gunning down your opponent, or do you wait for a big board to clear them out and run them out of gas? You know, it's a difficult choice, and it really depends on matchups. But I guess Kazar is waiting for a better opportunity to play Anduin.
Yeah, so it. I mean, if he drops Raza here, Kazar, he presents the best threat that he can this turn. So it looks like he's going to dig here.
Yeah, there's no reason not to get the hero power down to 0, get a free card draw.
Yeah, I like him taking his time.
Yeah, he's definitely got he doesn't have a complicated turn here. It's just a question of how he wants to develop. And the quality comes into hand now, although the Pyromancer's already been deployed. So yeah, I expect Tarim to hit the board here and start doing some work.
He actually could have saved minions if he had cleared the Cleric before dropping Tarim there.
You're right. So it's a more difficult board for Kazar to clear than he had before. The Acolyte's not going to get any mileage here that he just came off the top deck. Looks like Anduin's going to be coming out to play now.
I wonder.
He could fire off up to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 hero powers just this turn with the cards he has in hand.
Yeah.
He's going to heal first?
I would hope he does, because otherwise it's a miss sequence. Yeah, he's going to miss that.
Yeah, so seeing a couple of turns here. Yeah, and if he would silence that Silverhand recruit.
Right.
Yeah. Each of the players making small little mistakes that could end up really piling up on him. Okay, he sees it.
Okay, yeah, good. He's doing his best to not channel Coach Twisted and get this going. Folks, if you did not see the Coach Twisted versus Walla Umpa Priest Mirror this past weekend, look it up, because it is one of the most cringeworthy things you could possibly see in a game of Hearthstone. So yeah, so Smoke Salmon was waiting for the open board to go ahead and deploy that 14/14 rag, and without a Shadow Word Death in hand, Kazar's in big trouble.
Yeah, I would imagine we're probably going to see a silence come down on the rag, but that's a feel-bad silence too, because you're still leaving an 8/8 minion out there.
Right, and the healing's already done its damage, so it's not as if it's going to change the health totals or anything.
Yeah.
Just makes an 8/8, which, oof.
Yeah, it still hurts when it hits you in the jaw.
He could try to draw a little bit here if he wanted to go Acolyte plus Hero Power.
Yeah.
To draw a card. So that might give him an out to deal with that rag.
I like it personally.
Yeah, I think otherwise you're on a 2-turn clock. You've got to do something here. So sequencing is okay. He's going for.
He does not draw.
You wish to live.
Doesn't draw yet. He still has some cards to play.
The shadows grow short.
He's gonna horror the 1/1.
Yeah, that could be a way to do it. The rag now down to an 8/8. I mean, it does reduce the clock by 6 points of damage. It's not a bad thing by any stretch. Hydrologist coming into the hand for Smoked Salmon, probably not terribly relevant. He's hovering over that Cthulhu though. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And Kazar, good read on Salmon's part. Kazar does not have an answer.
No, and interestingly, he used the Ragnaros to clear the Acolyte of Pain. If he had gone face with that, he would have set Kazar down to 5.
Yeah.
But then the pain would have still been there, right? He could have fatigued him.
Right, the pain would have been in play, but what's more important here? Letting him draw a card, or setting him to 5 to set up an easier lethal opportunity?
Would he have set him to 5 though? Because the Acolyte of Pain had like 6 health on it.
Yeah, well, you just ignore it. You just ignore the Acolyte and send Ragnaros to the face.
But the Cthulhu would have hit the Acolyte, and that.
You're right.
But he might have wanted to do that just for fatigue purposes. He could have made him draw like who knows how many cards.
That's true. Yeah, I wasn't considering the missiles with the Acolyte interaction.
Yeah, I believe that Acolyte's health was at 6, so at minimum he would have earned 1.
Probably not a good idea, though. It's
Yeah, giving
Giving-
control
giving
a
a-
handful of
yeah.
cards.
giving Rizakis a full hand. Not the best idea.
So Kazar still is not going to be able to deal with the Cthulhu, and that's ball game.
Yeah, the Grimestream Enforcer coming down just to make the end game that much more difficult for the priests. The Dragonfire Potion will clear a little bit, but it won't clear enough, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That still leaves 2 damage remaining on the Cthulhu.
Job's done.
And the Repentance, it's going to get triggered here and not really relevant.
No. Your
Here we go.
victory proves
Yeah.
Game 1 goes to Smoked Salmon with that Cthulhu Paladin, Cthulhu hand buff Paladin. That's one for the record books already.
Hey, so Kazar is fairly new to the league, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I remember, my first league, and this is I'm glad we had this on stream because this is the kind of thing that happens in the back alleys of THL when you meet the bad hombres.
Well put in position.
You're planning. You got your whole game plan down for what everybody else is playing and all that, and next thing you know, you're seeing Cthulhu buff Paladin, and you just don't know what to do.
Guys, I'm predicting Cthulhu Mage. We are going Cthulhu across the board. Cthulhu Warrior, Cthulhu Mage, and Cthulhu Paladin.
That's spicy. Kazar queues up the Pirate Warrior heading into the Mage battle. If this is a Freeze Mage or anything resembling a Freeze Mage, then Kazar is in a good position to equalize the series.
I like this approach. Like your opponent brings out Cthulhu Paladin, you wonder what in the hell just happened. So keep it simple, man, and queue up Pirate Warrior and punch him in the face.
Best way to stabilize right there for sure.
Yeah, Pirate Warrior is just by the percentages the best deck in Conquest right now. So yeah, this makes good sense.
Yeah, so the dilemma Pirate Warrior is having only one drop in hand, and that 1-drop being South Sea Deckhand. Against Mage, it feels really, really bad to keep on the mulligan.
Is he gonna miss? Oh, he got it.
Okay, that's a Yashiraj in that Mage's hand. What is going on?
Lich King. I don't think we're gonna really get to see the deck that Salmon brought in this match, at least. Even with a bad opening for Kazar, I think he's just gonna punch Salmon in the face by turn 5 or 6.
Yeah. So let me pitch this question to you. There's a tempting 1-2 here with upgrade coin South Sea Deckhand into turn 2 Bloodsail Raider, but in what world do you just go South Sea Deckhand and then coin Captain the turn after that?
I like it.
I want to do it against Mage though.
Yeah, because the hero power, would clear off one of the opening minions.
Yeah, but having that buff down on turn 2, you're gonna have a 2/2 and a 3/3 on turn 2. I don't think it's the worst strategy. And I know C and Mage probably had Kazar a little worried. I mean, you use upgrade for a weapon. I don't understand not coining Deckhand at that point.
I think you coined the Captain right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll pull patches out on the board as a 2/2.
Yeah.
I like that.
And if the Mage had a 3 health minion out, which they often do, then he'd be able to deal with it.
There you go. So, just to point out, Smoked Salmon played Primordial Glyph last turn and picked up the Simulacrum, and the only 2 minions in his hand are the Lich King and Yashiraj. That's a 1-mana copy one of these big boys. But so far, Kazar's Pirate Warrior is ticking right on time.
Yeah.
Already presenting 11 damage on board. That's a 2-turn clock right now.
Yeah.
Unless Smoked Salmon has an answer.
And next turn, he's got Corsair and Bloodsail Raider. As long as he sequences correctly, which I'm sure he will. And then right into Bittertide Hydra turn 5.
And the only answer available to Salmon here is the Fireball. That'll take 5 damage off the clock. It's pretty significant. Pick up the Bloodsail Raider here into make it into a 4/3, and I imagine he'll pair the Corsair with that.
Yeah. You know what? This Kazar's first 2 turns. I know we talked about pretty much all the different angles he could have taken there. His first 2 turns were interesting to see the impact that it had on the rhythm of this match. Definitely some good fodder to go back and watch for him. For anyone really.
Yeah, and Kazar here opting for N'Zoth's first mate plus the Southsea deckhand to push a little more damage. But I have to wonder if he's uncomfortable leaving himself open to like a volcanic potion here.
I didn't like his meteor positioning either.
Yeah, all big stuff on the outside.
Yep.
Every time. That mirror image might save a little bit of time. But yeah, Spellbender, not relevant. Okay, Ice Block has to go up now.
It is just going to keep him from getting popped
Yeah.
too.
This puts him just outside of lethal, although that Heroic Strike might change the math.
Yeah.
So he can send 12 damage downtown right now and pop the block.
Yep. He sure can.
Heroic Strike, Dread Corsair definitely seems like the play.
Maybe. No.
He's doing the math. He's thinking about it. Let's see if he sees it.
Yeah, and he's gonna pop him. At this point, with the board he has, he's gonna pop him at 3. Oh no, he's not.
Yeah, well, this will put him at. Yeah, this will.
Yeah, he did pop him at 3. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way for Salmon to win out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the best he can do here is either top decks, another ice block, or a blizzard, something to stall the game one more turn, but none of it in hand.
No.
Easy 1-1 there for Kazar.
Yeah, love it. You get thrown off balance in the first match, so queue up Pirate Warrior.
Well, the good news though is that mage is going to be coming back. So we get to see exactly what the game plan is with that deck, because I mean, yes, it's definitely a control mage, but what is that Yashiraj trying to pull out of the deck? That's my question.
Yeah, and we actually are going to get to see the deck, because you have to imagine this mage and this priest are going to be, well, we know priest is going to be a slower deck.
Oh, here we go.
Yep, here we go. So we should be able, yeah, Volcanic Potion. This is going to be a control, so, oh, well, there's Sorcerer's Apprentice.
No. Yeah.
So he may have just taken a secret mage and teched it with Volcanic
Little
Potion for
Antagra,
aggressive
yeah.
mirrors.
Well, darn, I was really wanting to see what Salmon's game plan was with this spicy mage.
Oh, he could still get it.
Yeah.
We could still see it now. The secret mages tend to be pretty strong against the control mages.
Yeah.
So we may not, but I'm.
Wow,
It's got to come up. We got at least one more match to go, so it's.
There is a Flame Geyser, which could actually be.
Oh, he's got Barnes.
Barnes. This is kind of like a big mage almost.
Yeah.
Salmon has the hand now.
Yeah, that's a coin Barnes on 3, which you gotta imagine he's gonna go for it.
He's got Ice Block, Blizzard. He's got the full hand now.
Yeah, and Kazar does not have. I mean, it feels kind of bad to drop Apprentice like that. He doesn't know Salmon doesn't have an answer, but. So we're going to see a discounted glyph pull a discounted, or no, there's a. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a great sequence. That's putting a lot of gas into Kazar's hand there.
Yeah.
That anytime that sorcerer sticks in a turn 3,
It's
such a huge push.
He has no clue, but he really, really wants Conan Cold or Vaporize.
Yeah, right. Like that Vaporize could be a real difference maker, because he had no indication as to what Smoke Salmon's mage deck is last game.
Yeah.
It probably just looked like a freeze mage on the surface.
Yeah. Yeah, and Khazar will have, if we see the Dream Barnes Yasarj into Lich King, Khazar can actually slow it down. You know, he's got the Cone of Cold, he's got the Frostbolt.
Yeah, that's good awareness from Khazar. You know, there were some strange picks in that sequence. There's Yasharaj.
There it
He
is.
pulls
Oh
out the
my
second
gosh.
one. Oh my goodness. What is going through Khazar's head now? He's got to know he's in trouble. Like, that Cone of Cold it was a perfect pick, but now what do you do? Now you got to... This deck is... Secret Mage is not built to answer big minions.
No, I mean, I'm racking my brain right now. I mean, he could Cone of...
King.
Yeah. He's got to be
There's
worried
not
about...
much.
Yeah, he's got to be worried about what Yasharj is going to pull next turn. I mean, at the least,
Yep.
he's got to freeze the 10-10 this turn.
Yeah, there's, but on the downside, even if he freezes it, it's still pulling out something
Yeah.
huge next turn.
Yeah,
It's an answer, but it's not an answer.
I feel like he's got to hold the Cone of Cold this turn. He's if he's thinking, like, he's got to wonder to himself. Yeah. So yeah, and he's using a Frostbolt here. Man,
Frostbolt trade.
yeah, he's not going to have an answer for Lich King.
Nope, that Lich. I don't know what else is in the deck, but the Lich King was definitely one of them.
Yep, and
So there's.
yeah, Salmon's going to get a clear here.
Yep. Geyser Ping will do it, and then Yasharaj will just pick up the rest of the heavy lifting. Let's see what he pulls from the deck. It's the Lich King.
Yeah.
My goodness. I feel like that minion package in that deck has got to be just Barnes, Yasharaj, Lich King. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah, and now he's got a handful of burn too. I mean, we've been fixated on the minions, but we've got one fireball, two fire lens portals. We got Kabbalist Tome to refuel. He's got his ice blocks. Salmon's actually in a pretty dominant position right now.
Yeah, in fact, let's see. Salmon can deliver 27 damage next turn,
Man.
barring Khazar not doing anything. But I mean, he's going to try and clear out as much of this as he can. And
Yeah,
if-
only the Lich King will stay, and it gets cleared by Fireball next turn.
So Khazar has to dump most of his offensive tools as just keeping himself alive in this match. And honestly, guys, this might actually work out, because if those were the only minions in Salmon's deck,
Yeah.
what now? Like,
He's-
you know, the portals will create some pressure, but that's about it.
Yeah, did he pull a death grip? Yep, he did pull a
Sure
death
did.
grip. Yeah, and Khazar just snap drops Mana Worm Fireball.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing that turn.
Yeah. All right, this
Death grip.
is big.
Steals an Arcanologist. That actually is huge,
Yeah.
because that's going to pull in the counter spell comes out of the deck for Salmon.
He's got to have the Death Knight in here too, right?
Yeah, you would. That's a really, really good observation in position. Like, you would think. I mean, that's got to be a win con, right? Like a secondary win con for this deck.
He's got the Flame Geysers and all that. You would think.
Yeah, I've been sitting here wondering what in the world elemental could he be running to justify the Flame Geysers, which are okay cards on their own if you're
So-
trying to have a 3-minion deck.
I think what the Flame Geysers are doing are just generating minions.
Yeah.
Because if you know that's what the Firelands portal does. So the
Oh,
Flame Geysers as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And he can't have regular minions, so that's
Yeah.
how he gets.
I mean, it's an interesting strategy. So Arcane Giant
Ooh.
coming into the hand for Khazar. That so I'm starting to change my call on this deck. I don't think this is a secret mage. There is a control mage variant that runs. It's very much like Burn Mage, but it
Mhm.
tops out with 2 Arcane Giants.
Wow. So Salmon's gonna to let the giant stick.
Yeah, he's got a nice block up. He's got a freeze in hand. What's he worried about? All he's got to do is just deliver these last 11
Yeah.
points of damage, and that's game.
All right,
the
so
counter spell's going to be...
and he's got 5, 8. Yeah, it's. And he's got Blizzard in hand to buy himself.
Yeah, he has to Blizzard now. Now that the minions are gone, this game is going down to kind of who pops whose block first.
Salmon will be able to pop next turn. Okay,
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's got to use the Blizzard to protect his own, though.
Yeah, I wondered. I would have. I don't know. I was seeing. Okay, he's gonna go for the pop now. Okay.
Ooh, the taunt though. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here looking at it, and the other line, which you pop one turn later, so probably subpar, was the Blizzard double ice double Frostbolt to set up the Firelands portal.
Yeah, it makes sense, you know. If,
Oh,
no.
man.
Oh no.
Alright, so all the viewers at home, I'm sure you can see, this is probably the worst card for him to pull from Firelands portal.
So the block gets cracked. Kaisar's only defense now is the counterspell.
Wait,
But the counterspell's not going to help him from the bomb squad.
And without that minion, Salmon didn't have the damage to go face with the counterspell up.
And he's going to go for the stylish lethal here, too.
I think I don't.
He's
know
got
if
to test
good for lethal. Yeah, he just needs to protect himself. From
Oh.
the Arcane Giant.
Okay, it's okay. He's got the volcanic potion. The bomb squad's going to give him lethal.
There it is.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. I'm a memer, man. I went straight for the meme lethal.
I don't know if that was Smoke Salmon's plan, but he got the wins with that deck. So that puts Smoked Salmon up 2-1 in this series. Kazar still needs to get a win on the Priest and the Mage. We haven't even seen Kazar. Well, we have seen Kazar's Priest. He needs to. The Mage and the Priest still have to play. So Smoked Salmon needs only his Warrior. We haven't seen Smoked Salmon's Warrior yet.
Yeah.
So we're about to see what that is now.
Just wondering if I would have. Okay, there's a Blood to Ichor.
It's a Tempo Warrior.
It's got to have a dead
there's
man's, right? Yeah.
Hand. Yep. There's the dead man's hand. So this could be a variation of the Fatigue Warrior.
This could be a long game.
It could be. Now, I will say that the Blood to Ichor signals to me that this is actually one of the tempo builds, and not necessarily a strict fatigue build. But in either case, Priest is going to be heavily favored in this match. So Kazar.
Yeah. So that Cinder, I'm glad you said that. We were in our team channel. We're trash talking each other like we usually do, and we decided to run some extensive testing this week with Fatigue Warrior versus Rizakis Priest. And the Warrior, if he purely focuses on armoring up, it's difficult for the Priest to close the match out.
Interesting.
Yep.
I always thought it was better for the Warrior to try to race him down.
No.
That's not the case, huh?
No, so there were a few matches where Hockey and I were testing where I got the Warrior up to around 60-70 health, and with a little bit of pressure, but focused on armor gain, and he just couldn't close me out. The Dead Man's Hand is extremely critical in this matchup. In terms of you actually want to hold it. If the Priest isn't pressuring, you actually want to hold it and try and create an ideal cycle of cards. So I was testing in the deck testing. I was using a N'Zoth Control Warrior. I was focusing on my Dead Man's Hand, just generating N'Zoth value, and but also armor gain. And I was able to push my health total to a point where the Rizakis just couldn't close it out.
Yeah, in fact, the presence of the Alley Armorsmith as opposed to the Direhorn Hatchling tells me that this is the fatigue strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if Salmon, this could be a long match, but it could get really interesting if Salmon focuses on weaving that hero power and focuses on armor gain. Another key to this matchup is if he's playing Bring It On, which is a very spicy card, so it's possible. If he's playing Bring It On, he does not want to play that until he's seen Velen.
Yeah, you're right. So back into the action here. Smoked Salmon putting down a taunt in front of that Armor Smith, so the opportunity to gain some armor is there, but I think Kazar holding the Spirit Lash makes a big difference. I think Raza is going to be the priority play here.
And not a whole lot of ideal answers for Salmon in terms of, and I'll hover over some cards for the viewers, in terms of being able to deal efficiently with Raza if it comes down.
So he opts for the Shadow Word Pain to allow the Acolyte to pass through, because I don't know about that. If
that was unnecessary.
Yeah, like if you're Kazar, you only got one pain, and you know this is a warrior deck of some variety, so you know that one of those big 5 mana taunts with low attack are going to hit the board. So yeah, here's the Alley Smith. Now there's, aside from Shadow Word Horror, there's no answer.
Yeah. I would imagine he's going to think about this a little bit, but we're probably going to see Kazakus come down. I tell you what though, Doomsayer's not the worst minion to drop. You would force inefficient's not the best term, but you would force removal to be used for Doomsayer, which offers a little bit of protection for your other minions, and can minimize the effectiveness of that Alley Armor Smith in terms of health gain for the warrior. I don't know if Doomsayer is the worst here. I mean, maybe Kazakus Doomsayer, so if he clears the Doomsayer, you still have Kazakus on board. I don't know.
Going for Kazar, reading that this is going to be a long match, he goes for the 10 mana play. And I don't think that Salmon would be sad to see a Doomsayer. That plays right into the strategy of just armoring up and letting time go by.
Yeah. So man, so as you can hear us kind of talking through this, this matchup gets really, really interesting, and it hasn't been played much unless it's been through purposeful testing. So it's a fun one to watch.
Yeah, so I assume there's going to be a card drawn here. Oh, he didn't finish the turn in time. Oh, wow.
8 p.m.
Yeah, now, maybe he may not have wanted to draw, though, because he's at 9 cards after the potion. Yeah. And now he's at 10. He's going to burn one. If he burns Anduin, that's probably game.
That's GG, yeah. Or Velen would be another critical one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But just some inconsequential stuff getting burned there.
Yeah, dodging bullets.
Oh man, he must have been sweating that one.
Still, it's a fatigue matchup though, so.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, if he wants to draw out Kazar's deck, I think he's fine with that.
Yeah, and unfortunately too, so this is one of those turns. Ooh. This is one of those turns where it feels bad to use some of your cheaper cards to empty your hand a little bit, because that's your fuel to actually win this matchup.
Right. He's afraid of the card burn, but at the same time he has to respect his own win condition.
You gotta get Raza out.
Yeah, I think Raza is definitely the play here. Most of the stuff, Kazar's hand is just stuff, right? It's not nothing. None of it's really affecting the board that much. Raza's half the combo, so Raza's got to enter play.
Yeah, and important. Oh no, I don't like that.
Yeah, the Doomsayer is just going to get traded off.
Yeah, well, and I hate giving the warrior health. You know,
right?
If I'm Salmon, you have to consider, okay, draw here, but you got to consider just smacking face and letting the Doomsayer go.
Yeah, I mean, half of a fatigue matchup is getting that health down to where the fatigue will kill you quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no matter what your strategy is, you got to deal 30 damage, right? And so any amount of damage is good, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to go face, ignore the Doomsayer.
Yeah.
And
man,
let it
go. This is, I mean, look, Ironforge Portal, the awesome card in this matchup. Develop a minion and take health. I mean, yeah, it feels like this deck was engineered just to tank up and just attrition the priest.
He's already got 50.
Oh,
Kazar just picked up a dead
Oh man!
Oh man!
This just got
The
really
Glimmer Root.
interesting.
The Glimmer Root picked up a dead man's hand.
Oh my
Now, he
God.
shouldn't
What is
play-
this?
He shouldn't play it till he gets Benedictus, though.
Oh
I
man.
somehow I don't think Benedictus is dead.
Oh, if we had a highlight show, good lord, would this be a moment to bookmark
So-
right now?
So what does Kaisar hold the dead man's hand for? That's my question. What does he want to double into the deck?
Yeah.
Velen?
Velen. Oh, a second Velen. Oh man.
Yeah.
Now we haven't seen Velen out of this deck though, so
Oh.
man, what a great result!
Wow.
Out of the Ironforge portal. Shadow Word Pain's already gone on Kaisar's side of the board. No answer to the 3/8 taunt. Wow.
So
Although he could,
he's
sorry, the pint-sized potion could be used
This-
to
this-
help clear.
this. All right, sorry, I was so trying not to talk over you, Cinder. I'm so sorry. I was
Sorry,
getting
sorry,
too
go ahead.
excited, man. I saw him hovering the dead man's hand, but he does not want to dilute his deck.
No, not right now.
I don't know.
He has
It's,
to draw into Anduin.
Yeah.
If he puts 10 more cards in front of Anduin, that's a problem.
Yeah, he does not want to dig right. I mean, he doesn't want to. He does not want to put Anduin further down. And Velen, he's got to have Velen to win this matchup.
See, I don't know if he has Velen though. That's like the big question.
That is a good.
Like if-
yeah.
I mean, going into this match, he saw Paladin and Warrior in Salmon's deck list, so he has to expect some kind of aggression, even though that's not exactly what we saw. So you gotta like give serious thought into variants that don't have Velen and just include more stuff. I mean, he does have the Galaka Crawler, so
Yeah.
that's what he expected. He expected more aggression, and he may not have Velen.
Wow. If this is. It's going to be an uphill battle if he doesn't have Velen.
And again, Kaisar's hand is just stuff. The big thing there is the Kazakus Potion.
In-
Doesn't develop the board. The Kazakus Potion is deal 8, freeze 3. No, that's not a great card in this matchup.
Yeah, he doesn't have an answer for this Drake. He's just about to get
No.
punched in the face relentlessly.
I mean, he could Kazakus it, but
That's his only 10 mana
Yeah.
to deal with a 4/8. It feels bad.
Yeah, I don't
gonna
know
hold
what other response he has. I mean, this.
he's only taking 2 damage, so
Yeah, he is only taking 2, but it's gonna allow Salmon to just. He's gonna push his life total very, very soon into the 60s and 70s.
Kaisar picks up the Acidic Swamp Ooze. It's a weapon break, but again, it's just not. It's not stuff. It's not anything he can use to change this game state.
he must have Velen. Otherwise, he'd have played the dead man's hand by now.
Yeah, and notably, Kaisar now has to just use his cheap. I mean, he's using cards inefficiently that are supposed to be fuel to drive down Salmon's health total.
More card draw, more armor coming into the hand for Salmon. Now almost up to 60 life.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Salmon didn't dead man that armor gain or not use it until he needed it.
Yeah.
We've seen Cthulhu, we've seen Yasharaj. Maybe there's something hiding in the deck for Smoked Salmon that he wants to hold for
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Deadman's Hand. But check this out. Top deck Cabal Shadow Priest plus the Pine-Sized Potion gives Kaisar the answer to flip this board state finally.
Yeah, and Salmon, he's at a comfortable spot versus this Priest. He's got to clear this board.
Yeah.
he-
Does he have to?
Man, 60 feels comfortable versus the Razakus Priest in this matchup. And if I were him, knowing the threat density of the Razakus Priest is not significant, I would err on the side of clearing it if I were him. Yeah, he's digging.
So Salmon did get an early ping of damage in to allow him to use those battle rages. Had Kaisar not, he brawls 2 minions.
He knows he's not going to see more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And but holding the shield block for a future opportunity.
Yeah, so I would not be surprised to see Salmon use Blood Razor and Sleep with the Fishes just to go ahead and clear. Sorry, go ahead.
I would only imagine that he's holding that shield slam for Velen. Of course, now he just picked up an execute, so that's not even a concern anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Salmon again full clearing the board.
Yeah. I mean, he's he's in a position where he can comfortably just sit back and answer questions. You know?
Oh, there's Anduin. And he's going to deadman Anduin.
Ooh.
I'm not sure. I guess, well, now that he has Anduin, he can just throw more fuel back in his deck, right? He can just lots of cheap cards, just start pumping out hero powers.
You know, he one thing I will say, the Potion of Madness really kind of stinks in this matchup.
Yeah, it does.
Because your ability to ever actually proc it is not good.
Salmon throws down the Ravaging Ghoul just to get a body on board, but it's going to be pretty quickly answered by the hero power here.
So every time you see the priest use burn, because the Rizakis priest doesn't have infinite burn, so every time you can get them to use burn on minions, you actually just increase your win rate.
So should he have only been going face there?
I think clearing out the ghoul was worthwhile, just because you know that minion pressure is critically important. But Salmon full clears the board again.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the Dragonfire, right? So if Salmon were to begin, you know, the priest, I don't know. It's a good question, because the priest doesn't really have to worry. I mean, he has to worry more about the warrior's life total than his own. And granted, I mean, we didn't play thousands of matches of this, but you know, in our little sample size.
So Khazar coming into some answers for that Armor Smith. He can use Potion of Madness.
He does get the proc.
Shadow Word Horror.
Yep.
Yeah. It's gonna push out a few more hero power sequences for Khazar, starting to work down some of that armor that Salmon's been building up.
So Velen now becomes if it's in the deck, Velen, there's 12 cards in the priest right now. Velen becomes the all-important card. Whoa, was that Yogg-Saron?
That is Yogg-Saron. Hopes that this is I think they built a 4 gods lineup is what this is. Oh, and Deadman put Yogg in the deck.
Oh man. I love it.
This is so spicy.
Oh
wow,
man.
he shield slammed that.
Yeah, he's got Execute in hand, so he knows the threat density of this deck is minimal.
Yeah, so with 7 cards in hand, Khazar can only produce another 16 damage by emptying out his hand. He's nowhere near finishing Salmon.
No.
If you're right, if Valen's not in this deck, like Khazar just has no chance.
Yeah. So, in position, and you probably saw that whirlwind last.
The Yogg.
He just goes YOLO.
Jade we get a 1/1 Jade, Frozen Clone.
Whoa! And Feral Rage
for attack. A devolve hits the board. No big deal there. Ice Fishing draws nothing. Equality. Ooh, that might be problematic.
Yeah.
Blast Crystal is gonna hit the 1/1. No biggie. And
Oh
Yogg
my
back in the hand.
He got Yogg again. Oh man. Oh wow! And he's just gonna juice his Yogg.
Yeah, he is. Why? What else you gonna do?
Yeah, love it.
What a crazy game.
Yeah.
Frozen Clone. So Amani Berserker gonna get 2 copies put into Salmon's hand. Really quick thinking on Salmon's part. He
to
threw
not
away
burn
the coin to make room for the minions from Frozen Clone.
Loved it.
What great awareness.
Oh man, I'm so into this match. Oh wait, Stonehill Defender comes off the top.
So the Stonehill can give him some things. You can see like another Lich King. But more than likely going to see, like, I would expect him to be looking for like the Alley Armor Smith.
Yeah.
Would be a huge pickup there.
One thing.
Yeah, he's going for it.
Yeah, one thing Salmon does need to keep in mind, he's got to keep weaving the hero power.
Yeah. Yeah, because each hero power negates one of Anduin's.
Yeah, so he's actually gonna go for damage. He drops the Berserker instead of a hero powering.
Well, I think he's reading that Khazar is just kind of running out of damage. I mean,
yeah,
even at a 10 card hand, that's 22 damage max. barring nothing else, like a Velen
Yeah.
coming in hand. So he knows he has time to develop minion pressure
Yeah.
and start forcing Kaisar to say, you're gonna hit my face, you're gonna
Yep.
clear my minions.
Which
you
is
can't do both.
Yeah, which is what Kaisar is having to do right now.
Right.
He's gonna probably push him as the Berserker, bump it into the gold, have to waste burn on the gold to clear that. And Kaisar's probably wondering, do I use a Dragonfire potion here?
I don't see why not. I mean, if he's paying attention, he sees that this deck is not threat dense at all.
Yeah.
So, like, just clearing out these minions and reserving the hero power for the face would, I think, would be ideal.
Yeah.
That's not what he's doing.
Is he planning to drop the Shadow Word Horror? Like, I'm not seeing, and he's about to.
He just passed at 9 mana.
Hmm.
He did nothing. He did absolutely nothing that turn. I think it's analysis paralysis is what we used to call it. Like,
Yeah.
there's too much going on. What do you do?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Salmon picking up a brawl, he just got answers for days in his
Yeah.
hand, plus another Yogg.
Yeah, you know what? We're about to see a hell amount of damage push because he's going to drop a Whirlwind with these Berserkers on the board.
Oh yeah, you're right. Like, I think Kaisar, he's seen whirlwinds.
Yeah.
He's got to really think about that Shadow
Yeah,
Horde.
there
it
comes
is.
the Horde. Yeah.
If he had waited one more turn on that, then that'd have been 12 damage that Salmon was pushing on just on minions alone.
Yeah, so he's got 16 damage from the Kazakus potions. So he could pull this off.
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even thinking about it, but here comes the second Yogg. Oh my goodness. Moonfire, deal putting damage somewhere. Beak. The Druid boop. Tidal Surge clears the board and heals. Force of Nature summons Treants.
Would have been great in the past.
Oh! Infestation!
Where's it going? No!
Oh, no! It's the worst possible outcome.
Oh no!
Oh, the second Yogg
he
gets
burned
burned.
the Yogg! Oh my
no,
gosh!
The dream is dead. Not like this.
Oh man!
But you know what, though? I think that just opened a window for Kaisar.
Oh, it absolutely did.
Oh no, because now there's each of those Kazakus potions dealing 8 damage. That's 16 plus the 12 damage he can deal from hand. That's 30 plus the 3 minion pressure on board.
Yeah.
There's a window here. The second Dead Man's Head goes
So
away.
he's got 24 damage over 2 turns. This priest would actually put him on a 2-turn claw. 2 turns, yeah, 2 turns.
Yeah, so now Salmon's the one who has to start clearing the board, or else. Salmon's starting to run out of combo pieces. There's still a Dead Man's Hand, but he burned the second one, which means he can't make a loop of it anymore.
Yeah. Nope.
He
and
has to finish out this deck.
yes, he's got 3 cards in hand. 3 cards in his deck left. So Kaisar actually, with that Dead Man's Hand he had, is actually behind in fatigue now.
Lyra comes down off the top deck. That means he's going to start getting some near infinite
Oh man,
fuel for the hero power.
that circle of healing is huge.
Holy
Okay.
Fire represents another 5 damage. Oh, the concede!
Oh.
Salmon, he knew it. He knew that once the second Dead Man's Hand got burned, he's down to 3 cards. There's no
Yep.
more fatigue option. There's no more infinite cards. So
Wow.
that is it. Oh man, but he has to queue this up again. And this is so. What is Salmon's?
The
or what is
mage.
Kaisar's last deck?
Kaisar
Mage.
has that mage, yeah.
Which, see, that's oh man,
Yeah.
that could be really interesting. Mage has limited burn, right? It's the damage in the deck of the mage deck is finite, unless the giant stick, which Salmon's going to have multiple answers for throughout the course of the game. I don't know. I think I'd give this one to the Fatigue Warrior.
Yeah, no, and it's that Yogg just it throws a whole other wrench into the analysis of this matchup. Not a significant one, but he knows that Kaisar is running the Arcane Giants. So if I'm just thinking about, sorry, I was getting a message from a teammate. Thinking of, we didn't see DK Jaina. Like, DK Jaina, again, changes the complexity of this matchup. If Kaiser has the DK Jaina, you gotta. Well, how many threats is that hero power gonna have? Yeah, man, my brain's gonna explode trying to think about how this matchup could play out.
No, I think you're right though. If Khazar can get Jaina into play, then it's near infinite minion generation. So Salmon may not be able to handle all that. I mean, yeah, he's got Brawl, he's got Sleep with the Fishes, but every time he Deadman's Hand, it dilutes the deck and reduces the chances to draw into those answers. So that may be the path to victory for Khazar here.
Yeah.
So Khazar with a fairly awkward opening. The Babbling Book generates a big spell, not very useful. No Arcanologist, no Sorcerer's Apprentice. Got to go with the Primordial Glyph just to fill out the mana. At least Khazar has the advantage of knowing what deck this is. He knows it's a Fatigue Warrior, so he picks up the Molten Reflection. Great pick, because that might give him a third Giant at some point in the game. Stonehill coming out just to produce some hand fuel.
Yeah.
Picks up the Lich King.
Oh man, that's big. Oh, there's Alex.
That could be huge. That's almost guaranteed to do 14 damage when it hits the board.
Yeah, man. And you know what? And for everybody watching, it's a little detail, but it's so critical when you're playing the Deadman's Hand Warrior, is to actually ensure your hero's health is less than 30 before you start tanking.
Yes.
It sounds so small, but it's huge for those battle rage turns.
Absolutely, you're right. It's not uncommon to see a deck running Battle Rage to even opt to not armor up before taking any damage, just to make sure that card draw is ensured later on. Ali Armorsmith coming down for Salmon. 2 taunts up. Nothing's going to get through to face here. He's going to be generating armor for a while.
Yep. Yeah, and you know, I'm wondering why Khazar would not drop the Gluttonous Ooze for tempo here, just to get some damage down on the board, because you know that Salmon's not running any really big weapon threats.
Right, he's seen. In fact, I don't think there's a War Axe in this deck.
No, there isn't. You know he's only running was it Blood Razor?
Yep.
Okay.
Blood Razor, and that's probably it. Now Lich King can generate Frostmourne, so that is an option. Salmon at 6 mana has kind of an awkward hand here. A bunch of 2s and double 8s. Execute's going to get blocked by the counterspell.
Oh,
Battle Rage, though,
that's
picking
a
up
good
3
one.
cards.
Wow, another Armor Smith. You're Ravaging Ghoul. You picked up minions. That's
Picked up Yogg.
Yeah, you picked up the most important minion.
Salmon seems like he's in a fairly good position here. Khazar's hand is just so awkward.
Yeah.
Like, what does he do here? Like, you know, he can Sorc Apprentice, throw down another counterspell, and maybe, like you said, develop that ooze just to create some board pressure. Oh, he's going with the Arcane Missiles.
Wow.
Ooh, worst possible outcome there. Like, he doesn't even get Salmon down to 28 and leaves an Armor Smith on board.
Yeah, so and you gotta wonder if you're having that counterspell in hand has to be messing with your head about how you're going to try and time it. You know, because I mean the dream is to hit a Deadman's Hand. You know.
Sure. And in fact, Salmon picked up Deadman's Hand off the top deck last turn.
That's an early giant.
Yeah, it's an early giant, but what else is he going to do? Like, his only other option there was a Firelands Portal, which is, I think, after that Bomb Squad, he's real iffy on.
He's probably some PTSD there.
And he already saw an Execute get burned, so he probably feels the giant is safe. And with Salmon opting to not attack the giant, I think Khazar can make the read that there's no removal for the giant. Molten Reflection will give him a second giant. That's quite a lot of board pressure already.
Yeah, and I love the counterspell coming out after.
Yeah. This'll block, you know, it'll block a Shield Slam, it'll block the second Execute, could block a Battle Rage.
Yeah, That Death and Decay is an interesting pickup for this mage match because he's only seen 3 health and below minions other than those arcane giants.
Yeah, you're right. That could be a full board clear.
Mm-hmm.
Ravaging Ghoul. I think he just needs to put down a minion here and Battle Rage.
Yeah,
You know, try to pick up and execute. That's about all I can see.
and
Oh, when it gets countered, oh my goodness.
yeah,
So he's going to
this
opt for the
is-
Dead Man's Hand now. Wow.
Yeah, and he's cycling some good stuff back in there, but he's got to feel bad about pushing himself further away from executes.
Yeah, I think in an ideal world he would have been able to do the Battle Rage then, or do the Dead Man's Hand then Battle Rage, but he had to test for that counter spell.
Yeah, he did. And all right, now things get really, really interesting. We've seen Salmon has no problem with with tossing a Yogg out there, but he's going to make a good decision here. Whirlwind, Sleep with the Fishes, and then develop a Stonehill Defender. So he gets a full board clear.
Yep, and another Armor Smith gets
Love
picked
it.
up off the Stonehill. So he did get down to like 1 or 2 armor. Now he's already climbing his way back up.
Yeah. And
Kabbalah's
he's,
Tome.
let's see. Oh, okay. Spellbender, Meteor. These aren't bad pickups.
Yeah, the Meteor will at least give him an answer to any of the remaining big minions in Salmon's hand.
Yeah.
Mirror Image, not terribly useful here.
Yeah, I mean, if Yogg pulls Call of the Wild, I mean, I know we're fishing now, but
Ooh. Do you Mirror Entity knowing that your opponent has Brawl? And Primordial Drake, which you just picked up?
Yeah, that's a good observation.
That's a full clear for Salmon. The pressure is on for Kaisar.
Yeah.
There's even if Alexstrasza lands, can't get through those taunts.
Yeah, he's gonna have to
down
use
to
Meteor
burn.
here.
Yeah, he has to. There's no. What's the win condition now? There's
Oh,
one
man.
giant, and that's it.
It's got Alex Strasser.
Oh yeah, if
Yeah.
Frostless Jane is the only other answer, but we still haven't seen her. We don't know if she's in the deck or not.
Yeah, and Ali Armorsmith offers some protection. I mean, if let's see what he gets here. Oh
Not bad.
man.
Not bad.
Well,
bad.
he's going to give his opponent a 5/5.
Oh, that's the other one. I'm thinking of one of the ones. I think I'm
That gives
thinking of
you-
like
yeah.
Skelemancer.
No.
Oh no, that's the. Oh man. Yeah, so Kaisar's going to pick up a little bit of burn here. Ice block not really relevant in this matchup. If it's a fatigue warrior, just gonna tick right through that ice block later on. But I mean, he doesn't have any other options, I don't think.
Yeah. So.
Frost, Frost Nova maybe just preventing the armor gain.
Nah.
Yeah, he does nothing.
Yeah, man, he's holding that ooze for. I don't know. I don't know if holding ooze is. We're gonna try another Ironforge portal.
Embrace the void.
Okay, not relevant. It's just a 3/5.
Yeah, I'm scared to say anything. I had to really think about it there for a moment.
It may come into play if he plays Yogg.
Yeah.
If Yogg casts a healing spell, then
man.
that's gonna
that
matter.
that valet's a good top deck there.
Yeah, you're right. That'll clear out the Armor Smith, prevents it from gaining any more armor.
All right, so he's gonna use the Nova now, to push the 5 damage and offer a little board protection.
So here comes the Death and Decay to reduce the board a little bit.
Yeah.
Blood Razor will clean it up.
Yeah, I like this play by Salmon. I mean, you were gonna, if you didn't take this angle, you were gonna take that 5 damage anyway.
Right.
Hey, are we sure he's got the DK Jaina?
No, we're not.
We
Yeah.
don't know.
So yeah, now the ooze, he's forced to essentially play the ooze here.
So Salmon actually starting to run out of cards here, and even though Kaisar doesn't have much minion pressure, with no more taunts and no answers, that Alexstrasza may actually be able to pressure his life total enough. The Drake is the last taunt in the hand, so
He's got to save the Alex now, right, for defense?
yeah, I don't know. Like, when does Salmon's deck actually pressure the opponent's life total? If the gold
when-
get to fatigue,
When he throws out Yogg and gets a bunch of cards.
maybe.
Yeah. I have a feeling we're about to see Yogg.
Yep.
Okay. So he's gonna go with the Acolyte.
To me.
Yeah, I think there's no need for Yogg yet.
Yeah. I like it. I like about Salmon. I feel like not yogging was the right play.
I bring
I was wondering if I mean, this is game 5. You've gone this long in the series. I think he's right for trying to win at this point.
Right. Kaisar actually picking up the Firelands portal allowed him to play that Alex, because now the Medivh's Valet plus the Firelands portal will clear out the taunt and allow him to push that 8 damage to face.
All right. So interesting here. If he Ickers Alex, he can. Oh, there's Spellbender. Okay.
Yeah.
So he can still clear with 1 sleep with the fishes.
Or the Brawl. The Brawl could do it.
Yeah, the Brawl could do it too. So he's okay. He's gonna.
Oh, you know what?
Acolyte first.
Yeah, he can Acolyte, then put in the Drake, and then sleep, and that'll clear the board.
Yeah.
And also get him 2 more
Yeah.
cards.
So he got his full 3 draws with the Acolyte. So I like this.
Yeah, good sequencing here from Salmon. So he picks up another Blood Razor. Not impactful here. I think actually, like, oh, here comes the second Arcane Giant. But I think, yeah, Kaisar is just, he's going to explode onto the board here, being able to put down the Firelands portal and the Arcane Giant.
And in Salmon now,
Ooh.
this Brawl becomes, oh man, there's a lot of board presence out there. I don't know if he dropped the Giant. You know
You
he's
gotta say,
you know he's
Does he
got Brawl in
respect the
hand.
Brawl?
No, he doesn't.
No, he's going for it. The Brawl here is going to be all but game over. Double Brawl now in the hand for Salmon. This might just be it, guys.
Yeah, he's still, yeah. All right, here
If
we
the
go.
Stork Apprentice wins the Brawl, no, okay, it's the 4/5.
Right. So he can, yeah, he's going to only take 2 damage next turn, and then he can clear.
Oh, Worm is the worst possible draw for Kaisar. It's not what he wants at all.
Yeah. I wonder, what's he holding the Blood Mage back for?
I don't know. I would put it down for card draw here. Oh, here comes the Yogg from Salmon.
I'm not sure he wants card draw at this point.
Oh, Protect the King. That's a card. Oh no, the
Oh,
armor,
no!
the armor hero power's gone. Oh.
Oh man.
Also, to note, Tracking just burned 2 cards from the deck as well.
Yeah. Oh my
So-
gosh.
Spellfire Potion does 5
He
damage.
cannot
but it
heal
does clear
now.
the board. Oh man.
Oh my
This
gosh.
matchup just changed.
Salmon has just been brutalized.
That Yogg changed everything. There's still
Does
a
it-
Fireball in Kaisar's deck.
Did he already spend both his blocks?
I believe we've seen 1 block. We've seen 1 block.
Oh my gosh.
There's
Oh,
a
no.
Frostbolt. There's 1, and there's a Fireball still in the deck. He top decks a Fireball. That's it.
And he's got a 33% chance.
Primordial.
Oh my
Impulse, gonna
gosh.
Give him a shot at it. Fireball.
Oh
there it is.
my.
Oh,
Oh, not like this.
wow.
Salmon had everything going for him in that match. Yogg
Both matches.
absolutely betrayed him, and definitely in that game, and almost and definitely in the other game, because in the previous match, Yogg burned the dead man's hand, which was the win condition.
Oh my gosh, he was. Oh man, he didn't pray at the altar of Yogg hard enough this week, man. Yogg betrayed him both in heartbreaking fashion. Oh man,
My
Salmon, not like
goodness,
this.
I'm floored by that
Wow.
sequence of events. So
You got to give Kazar credit, yeah.
Yeah, Kaisar, he ends up taking the series 3-2 with, and I think he's going to scratch on his scorecard. MVP goes to Yogg Saron. Hopes in.
Absolutely.
Oh man! All right, so let's let's take a little breather here. And,
We definitely need to take a breather after that. Whew, man.
let's in position. Give us the skinny on the next match, if he's there.
Yep.
There he-
Yeah, I'm here. That's Hearthstone Academy. Katoda
Yeah.
versus Dirty Mike and the boys. And it's Dirty Mike himself will be representing his team tonight.
Very nice.
And
what's
and
the
this-
class loadout look like?
I'll get to that in a minute, but
Okay.
but remember from the intros, this is the one that I mentioned could have playoff implications here with both of these teams
Okay.
who have faced each other before.
No thanks to me. I'm the only person who's lost a match on that team. Mm. We're in 7, yeah. Yeah. Right on. So what's the class breakdown in position? What do each player have?
Right. So Katoda is bringing Druid, Mage, Priest, Warrior, and Dirty Mike is bringing Druid, Paladin, Shaman, Warrior. So they both have Druid and Warrior.
Yep.
And then Katoda's got the Mage and the Priest. Dirty Mike's got the Paladin and the Shaman.
So I'm thinking, Durden, this looks like Katoda is going with the 1.5 strategy, priest plus control plus aggro, and Dirty Mike actually just going for a straight aggro lineup, paladin, shaman, warrior. Although the shaman does line up really nicely against pirate warrior, so it's still kind of like 1 foot in both worlds. But it is the lack of priest tells me that this is probably an aggressive lineup. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we are still awaiting the arrival of Dirty Mike, I believe. Yeah, quite all right. And
He's
yeah,
on my list as online.
okay, maybe he didn't accept my friend request yet.
Yeah, and he says he's ready. The guys are going to go into their play screen.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get another friend request from Dirty Mike, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would imagine that this is going to be a double druid ban again. I neither of these lineups looks really primed to take advantage of a druid priest's combination. Yeah, mage is usually pretty unless it's a secret mage.
In Conquest, Dirty Mike could decide to ban Warrior because he has Paladin and Warrior and Shaman himself. Paladin and Warrior, at least, if he's bringing Pirate and Murloc, could win against Druid more than they could against perhaps some of the other decks.
Maybe, although I imagine that if you're including Shaman in your lineup, you have to be allowing yourself room to leave Warrior up. because Shaman is one of the only
Yeah.
ways that you can get a line against Pirate Warrior in Conquest.
Yeah, and with Katata not bringing Shaman, it does make the Druid ban a bit easier.
Right. So I think they're probably going over their bans now. And great. I'll throw him another one. Let me go grab the battle tags again. I think that the effects of that last match like just flowed through the ether and hit everybody right in the brain cells, man. But what a great first match to get though. But I think we will see a more conventional by the numbers conquest match coming up here. Well played. Also not like this. Right.
Do you think he was a little too liberal with the second Yogg in that first game that he lost like that?
I think so, but at the same time, I understand why he went for it because he really just didn't have any more threats in hand, and there's a decent chance that Yogg will do something crazy like a Light in the Darkness plus Mark of the Lotus, so.
Yeah. And
Yeah, you're right. It's, but you may be right though. Maybe Yogg was not the ideal thing because if your win condition is fatigue, and you've got enough armor to survive against the priests. Of course, that at that point, Alex had already hit, right? Like he was already down to like 18 life. So yeah, maybe he was just feeling the pressure. He just wanted to create a board.
that was in the second.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Hopefully, that VOD gets around because that's gonna be one for the books, man. Yes, I did get the friends from Dirty Mike. So we're just waiting for them to enter the match. So do they have the signal? Are we ready to go?
Yeah, they're doing the bans now.
Okay. Yeah, our
They both banned Druid.
yep, as expected. And I imagine most of our viewers are familiar with THL and how the bans work, but since we're not using any kind of like third-party client, what they do is they screenshot their ban and then email it to one another for verification. So it can take a hot second with some of those interwebs, inner tubes not sending emails on time. So yeah, it's a series of tubes. So all right, here we go. Looks like we're ready to go here.
Who's in first?
All right. So we are going to be opening up with Dirty Mike on the Warrior, Katoda on the Priest. Dirty Mike does look so far off the mulligan. Looks like a conventional Pirate Warrior deck. And that almost certainly looks like a Rizakis priest from Katoda.
Versus Anduin.
The big question becomes: did Katoda tech his deck for the priest match or for the warrior matchup? Which I imagine he did, because we know class is going in. So throwing in that Galaka Crawler, throwing in that Potion of Madness, good choices against a warrior. All right, the mulligan finally comes in, and oh my goodness, Dirty Mike's hand is... Oh, good. He top decks it in Azat's first mate. Otherwise, that was going to be quite an ugly start for Dirty Mike. Katoda starting off with the Shadow Word Pain, so he has an early answer, and Kazakis, the opportunity for a board clear coming up. Spirit Lash will even assist with the board clear with these 1-mana minions. So Katoda looks like he has the chance to sustain going through this match. He's going to give it a little bit of thought, and he's going to pass. Dirty Mike will go ahead and deploy the top deck South Sea Deckhand and begin applying even more pressure, which should be met by that Spirit Lash for an immediate board clear and heal.
Do you save it or play?
He's giving it some thought. Like, maybe Dirty Mike is thinking, hey, what if that's a Spirit Lash in the opening hand? So because with the Frothing Berserker in hand, there's an opportunity to make him big.
Even a potion.
Yeah, the potion may be a consideration. So, but when you're the Pirate Warrior, do you ever slow down your clock just to just to play around removal? I think you just slam down your damage and go.
He didn't even swing.
Yeah. Oh my. I wonder what he's saving that for. I don't know. So the Spirit Lash comes down, and now Dirty Mike's turn is going to be a little bit more awkward. No pirate for the Bloodsail Cultist. Frothing Berserker is going to be wide open for that Shadow Word Pain.
This may really pay off, though, if you look at it. You got the Cultist in there.
That's true. Yeah, so he can go Deckhand Cultist here coming up, and he'll have a 2/3. Basically a Stormforged Axe. Not bad. Yeah. Pain answers the Berserker pretty easily. Dirty Mike has the refill. Yeah, Deckhand Cultist is perfect turn 4 here. Yeah, his clock is already back up to 7 per turn. So that's
an interesting opening for the Pirate Warrior. Kind of shows you some of the patience that you do need to have sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, it's both of these decks have to kind of respect what the other can do. And Priest in particular, having the patience to be able to wait out better opportunities for removal is a big deal. So yeah, he goes for the 1-mana potion, which I think is definitely the right call on this Kazakis potion, because you don't want to be doing nothing else but potion on 5. So I think this is a good play.
Hey guys, sorry I had to step away for a bit, and I hate to interrupt you mid-match, but for some reason I have a glitch.
I don't see a world where you don't just slam down the Hydra here.
I've got a glitch on Katoda.
You'll be able to push another 7.
Try to exit and then come back in.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. Sorry for the viewers.
So it looks like, yeah, Mike is giving this some thought. Yeah, he goes for the Hydra play. Does he trade? He might. Yeah, he's gonna trade off the South Sea Deckhand and respect the Potion of Madness. The Shadow Word Pain already having been played, the 3/4 is safe. And Katoda picks up Northshire Cleric, no longer relevant at this point. I think he needed a Shadow Word Death there.
Yeah, this is looking bad now.
Yeah, he had the tools to fight the early aggression, but now... so the Kazakis potion is going to allow him to clear and freeze with the combination of Blood Mage Soundness. So this will give him a little bit of time.
That's pretty good.
Is someone injured?
Okay. It'll give him a card draw next turn if he wants it. But Dirty Mike, he's got the silence in hand to prevent at least some of the card draw. Oh, he's gonna undo the freeze. Oh, that's brilliant. All right, so all of a sudden, 4 out of the 5 of the 4/5 of the effect of that potion just gets thrown out the window thanks to the Spellbreaker, and suddenly Katoda's at 13 health. Like, what? With no Shadow Word Death in hand, he has no way to stop this damage. 2
Yeah,
4
that's
attack minions.
it's over.
Yeah, there is nothing in Katoda's hand that can stop this damage. He can Glimmer Root and try to find something. He can coin out a Dread Corsair, but even then, that only...
He could Priest of the Feast. How much does that give him?
Priest of the Feast would heal only for...
Just 4, and then he could Hero Power.
He would get he'd get the 3 rather. It's 3.
Oh, yeah.
Spell.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd go up to 18, which would not be enough because Dirty Mike's holding 20.
Quickly.
I think Glimmer Root's the only option here, and try to pick up a taunt. No, he's gonna go for the coin. I can't say I blame him. He only sees 16 on board, but the Pirate Warrior deck is nothing but damage. So
Yep.
yeah, Katoda knows it. He throws out the well played. That's gonna do it. A quick 1-0 for Dirty Mike on the Pirate Warrior. And with the Warrior out of the way, that leaves Dirty Mike's Shaman and Paladin against Katoda's whole lineup. And looking at that lineup, Mage, Priest, Warrior, I feel like Paladin, Shaman have pretty good odds there.
Yeah, for sure.
And apologies to all the viewers. I set up the first match for a host.
What Katoda decides to go with. The Mage... Like, Mage and Priest are reasonable against Shaman, so I suspect he may try to get a win on the Mage first.
Hey, can you try to unmute Durden real quick?
Yeah, sure can. All right, Durden, you back with us?
Yep, I'm back. No, that was a good mute, by the way. Yeah, sorry to all the viewers. I set up the hosting for the first match and walked away, and I had no clue I had the glitch, and we couldn't see Katoda's cards even though I was specking him. So yeah, so sorry about that to everyone. I got it fixed halfway through, but apologies on that first part.
So Katoda queues up the Priests again, looking for the win against either the Paladin and Shaman, and honestly, either one of these I think I'd be okay with because both of those decks are decent against Shaman. Paladin is the nightmare, so he probably wants his strongest deck to try to play against the Paladin. Wow, Dirty Mike's mulligan not good. Katoda's looking a little bit more decent though. He's got a little bit of early removal plus the Loot Hoarder. So he's got some early play.
Yeah, and Dirty Mike just is just blanked. In these critical early turns where you want to get some type of advantage to Snowball, he's just drawing blanks.
Wow, and Katoda even picking up some healing just to get us some long-term guarantees. Dirty Mike finally picking up a 1-mana Murloc. Oh, man.
You know, he's not too bad off. If he would have played the like the Murloc Tidecaller on turn 1, he'd still be losing. You know, hitting into this 1/2, and
yeah, it's pretty common that you see Murloc Paladins, when they're playing against Priests, will mulligan away the Tidecaller and try to pick up the Inquisitor instead to duck the Potion of Madness.
Huh.
So, but in this case, not relevant. He declines the Rallying Blade and just uses the hero power to clear off the board, and Katoda just playing the Talon Priest out for the 3/4 for the trade body. But yeah, I think you're right in position. Like, this is starting to very quickly turn itself around for Dirty Mike. He picked up a couple early Murlocs, and suddenly the War Leader plus Megasaur is looking real juicy.
Yeah.
And next turn could be a tough decision with the Finja coming up.
Ooh, yeah, like, because here's the thing, though. You know Rizakis runs Shadow Word Horror. Do you risk
Right.
it?
And Dragonfire.
Yeah.
Either one of those could come into play.
So in a note for everyone, Katoda, his list is interesting. He's running Akanai. Which makes me wonder, is he running the Shadow Word Horror combo? Or did he go with Akanai Circle of Healing?
Yeah, you may be right.
This might be the Zetalot build.
Yeah, Zetalot, the well-renowned master of the priest class, who he ladders to top 100 almost every single season exclusively with priest.
Yeah, that deserves a lifetime achievement award from Blizzard.
I think Zetalot has when they started to release like who had how many wins do you have on each class. I think Zetalot had 20,000 priest wins.
Wow. Oh, and the Corpse Taker does have Wind Fury.
That means the Stormwatcher is in the deck, which is getting more and more popular as a tech decision.
Yeah, it's so strong against Priest.
It could be Groupmaster Fu.
Yeah.
But I do think the Stormwatcher is the one that people go with. Katoda picks up Kazakus though on the top deck. That could change the texture of this turn quite a bit. He didn't have much for answers aside from the Holy Nova. Goes for the Holy Nova. Okay. What's he setting up for next turn though? Is he just trying to pop the shield?
Does he have Dragonfire in hand?
No, he doesn't.
Does not have a Dragonfire in hand.
He could have a juicy Lyra turn.
Yeah, maybe he could. You know what? Maybe next turn he goes Lyra, Potion of Madness, and then maybe Coin.
Yeah.
To see what he gets. But I don't know if that necessitated Holy Nova now.
Yeah, no, I feel like last week when we were trying to justify Duena's
right.
So, well, if we think about it.
The second Corpse Taker comes up, but this is so interesting, you guys. Dirty Mike has a really powerful Murloc hand now. Finja, War Leader, Megasaur has all the makings of an enormous board swing. But he goes for these Corpse Takers.
Yeah.
And he's got to bait out the AoE first.
I mean,
I guess so.
Does he have that solid of a read on Katoda's hand?
I don't know, because maybe he is respecting the AoE, but I would think that the Corpse Takers represent an even bigger threat after AoEs are played, because you start getting into your Spike Ridge Bone Mare turns.
And Katoda draws, he does not hit the board clear for Kazakus.
Oh, that's got a sting. He doesn't need the card draw at this point.
No.
The minion health doesn't matter unless you get the res half. Freezing's the only effect, but it could freeze 1/1s. None of these are really that good.
Yeah, I will have to check his first pick. He might have gone with the direct damage, but he whiffed both turns with the board clear. So
gain 7 armor, draw 2 cards. That's such a passive potion play.
All right, we have to think here. War Leader Gentle Megasaur is coming down.
You know, Bone Mare on the 3/3 with the Divine Shield though would
Yep.
have been 14 damage.
He got
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, but he got the lethal anyway. Doesn't matter.
Wow.
Dirty Mike burying the Rizakis priests in 7 turns. Quick 2-0 in the series.
Man, after that slow, kind of clunky start out of the gates, just incredible snowball in those middle turns.
And what great patience by Dirty Mike to wait for an opportunity to go War Leader Megasaur and try to go for the quick win.
Yeah, and Dirty Mike, he is up a fast 2-0. Sorry, Imposition. I totally talked over you in that moment.
No, that's all right. And you had said, he got the bloodlust in that, and that's kind of what it's like. It's like, as priest, Katoda's sitting there thinking, oh, we got a couple 1/1s and some a 3/3 here, no big deal. And suddenly he's got another 3/3 with Whirlwind and Divine Shield, and one little bloodlust and he's dead.
Yeah.
Ooh. So Katoda queues up. That is a taunt warrior. Interesting. So
Nice.
yeah, knowing that Dirty Mike has only the shaman remaining, he goes with taunt warrior. That's a great call because taunt warrior, of course, has the taunts, but it also it's just replete with board clears, which shaman hates to see.
Yeah, and Katoda's got a tough mulligan decision here too, by the way. He's got some early taunts. I mean, I feel like you keep Stonehill. You're sitting on the coin. You got Sleep with the Fishes, which can be crucial.
Yeah, Stonehill though doesn't trade with much of
True.
Shaman's early game, but I think that I'm surprised he threw away. He threw the quest.
Yeah.
Ooh, I guess so. I guess he's respecting the he's respecting all of the need for the taunt in this matchup. I'd have kept it personally.
Yeah.
Shaman
Yeah,
isn't
how do
calling
you
that much
win?
pressure.
How do you win without it? Because he's just going to keep on evolving things down the stretch.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah, that the Thrall, the DK Thrall, in position, you bring up a good point. That DK Thrall can turn one minion into a threat over the course of 1 or 2 turns.
yeah, absolutely. But Katoda also notably threw away the Dirty Rat, which I think is real questionable as well, because the only big minion there's only 3 big minions in this deck. It's two things from below and Aya, and even dirty ratting Aya isn't even that bad because it reduces the Jade count. So I would have preferred to keep the Dirty Rat there.
Man, he picks up Blood Razor, by the way, which we will almost absolutely see coin this next turn.
Yeah, he's gonna get a partial board clear. It'll clear out the Murlocs and one of the totems along with the trade from the Armorsmith, and that Dirty Rat comes back into the hand. So I think he heard us calling his name.
And like a good rat, he comes home.
Right on. So now all of a sudden, Dirty Mike's hand is quite awkward. Double evolve, devolve, but no minions. He can create a Jade token, but it's susceptible to the Whirlwind effect.
Yeah, they're all going to die.
Yeah, so the best he can do here is just Jade Lightning and remove the Armorsmith.
Would Jade Claws have been better there, maybe? No.
And I think he really wanted to. He didn't want to give the 2 extra points of armor.
So something,
Yeah, but he could have totemed and maybe healed those 2.
Oh, that's true.
something to think about here is do you play greedy with the last Whirlwind proc? I like the idea of holding it personally.
Yeah,
He could have evolved, too.
Katoda makes the read that there's not much minion pressure in the hand since the Jade Lightning came out. And the Dirty Rat, best possible outcome.
All right, so he's gonna just clear here. I mean, Flame Tongue Totem is a threat, but he had no minions in hand though.
Flame Tongue heal. He could have evolved it.
Oh, and Thrall is just a clunker.
Oh man, with no minion pressure to speak of, Thrall does absolutely nothing. Dirty Mike has no way to get through this Dirty Rat.
I think you evolve here too, right? Or no?
I don't know that it's worth it.
Yeah.
You'd get a 2 mana and a 3 mana minion, which could just as easily be cleared by the Dirty Rat plus a weapon. I don't know.
I mean, this has got at this point. This is trending towards around a 90% closeout for Katoda right here.
Yeah, not necessarily. It is Taunt Warrior, right? So this is kind of the game plan for Shaman as it is. Sit here and totem up, build board after board and save your big stuff for later, right?
Yeah, Katoda's got some. He's got some strong turns coming. I mean, he's got execute for any individual threats. He's got Sleep with the Fishes. I mean, he's got the Drake coming up. I mean, again, Katoda's gonna clear 2 of these minions.
But importantly, the Manatide Totem sticks since there's no more weapon represented. So Dirty Mike's gonna get an opportunity to refill.
And Dirty Mike's got half of everything he needs.
Oh, could you imagine if Katoda takes the Cornered Sentry and throws it into a triple evolve? Okay, he does the smart thing. He takes the Tar Creeper. Okay, and the Fiery War Axe, which is probably not long for this world, takes out the Manatide Totem.
Yeah, I like clearing out the. Okay, yeah. So clearing out that spell was beneficial there.
Another Jade Lightning again. No minions drawn into hand by Dirty Mike. He's got to just settle for picking off the smaller of the taunts. Oh, goodness.
His Jades are getting bigger.
True. So far, that's the next let's see, he's played a Jade Claws and both Lightning, so he's got one more Claw and an Aya. So his next two Jade. Oh, Patches.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
not like this.
Man, Dirty Mike has had some tough draws this match.
Oh man.
And you gotta go with Totem and Thrall.
I mean,
I imagine that's got to be. I mean, he may even throw down Patches to throw into the Evolve and get a 3 mana.
Yeah.
Goes for the Devolve. Okay. I think that actually increased Katoda's board presence. But, okay, so the Thrall is going to come down here.
yeah.
2 mana Evolve. So he's going to get a 4 and a 3.
Oh.
Twilight Summoner's not
Oh.
bad.
That's
That's
not
pretty
bad.
good.
The Ironforged Rifleman, not good, but Dirty Mike's still holding a Devolve, though, if he wants to punch through this taunt.
I'd save it. Well,
Another spell coming into the hand for Dirty Mike. Like, he desperately wants to see minions. He wants to see Doppelgangster. This is not what his hand wants to do.
Yeah. No, and meanwhile, Katoda is just sitting on bombs, you know, for this matchup, this specific matchup.
Yeah.
He's sitting on Drakes and Sleep with the Fishes and Execute and Ravaging Ghoul to offer one more Whirlwind proc for a Sleep with the Fish. I mean,
Dirty Mike's even the Maelstrom Portal presented a minion that doesn't trade. And with Katoda at 32 life.
yeah.
he gets one Doppelgangster. He could turn this around next turn, but
Yeah,
it's
you're
got to
right.
come soon.
It's got to come now.
Yeah.
If those, as soon as one of those Primordial Drakes hits the board, game is basically over.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was
Ooh.
big.
Picks
Yeah,
up a 2/6.
that's pretty
It's not
good.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he couldn't have asked for much better there.
But there's an easy trade here with the 4/1 and the 2/1,
Yeah.
which will give him the space to play a Drake. Oh, he's gonna leave some low health minions on the board.
Yeah. I think
Oh, he's gonna go
draw.
Acolyte. Yeah, he's gonna draw with the Ghoul. There's the quests.
And he doesn't float a single mana.
What a turn!
What a turn.
And
Oh,
no, Dirty Mike.
Yeah, he clears the Curator but offers a draw.
Gets another card for Katoda. Another Dirty Rat, and Katoda already has the read that there's no minions in Dirty Mike's hand. It's another free 2/6er.
Man. Yeah, I mean,
That's
whew.
Katoda has 5 taunts in hand. Even if he doesn't win off the minion pressure, he's getting to that quest.
Yeah.
No question. No, I'm sorry. He has 6 taunts
Yep,
because
he
the
can take a
Stonehill.
cheapo. Oh, I'd take the man. Yeah, I guess the armor.
I'd have taken the 1. I'd have
Oh,
taken the 1
yeah,
too.
that shield bearer
like,
looked really good just then. Just power through to the quest in 2 turns.
Dirty Mike finally gets Aya Blackpaw in play, but I think it's too late.
Yeah. I mean, if he just absolutely high rolled this.
The Bone Baron though does give a little bit more fuel for the 2 evolves that he's holding. But the top deck, the Fiery War Axe though, is going to help Katoda start to clean up this board.
Yeah.
I imagine there's going to be a Drake as part of this equation.
Yeah, he's going to have an outright clear here. I don't see a way where he keeps any minions but the Drake up, but I don't think it matters at this point.
Yeah, if he just okay, so he's going to leave up a single 5/5 and just rely on the taunt to block the damage, which is okay.
Yeah.
But it's getting to a point though where Dirty Mike's deck it has to start giving him minions. I think he's drawn every spell in the deck.
Yeah.
backroom bouncer.
Yeah. And
And-
I totally didn't
No!
understand the effect.
It's not a minion.
That backroom bouncer getting stuck behind these taunts is kind of incredible.
Yeah, like whoever thought that this guy would see play in 2017, right?
And be extremely effective.
Right? That thing is like tripled Katota's clock in this game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone watching at home right now is wondering about putting Backroom Brawl and
Oh,
Bouncer.
Velen comes up. It's a shame that he already threw away his spells.
I'm sitting here wondering about Backroom Bouncer in my Taunt Warrior decks right now. That's a closeout card right there.
Right? Yeah. Any minion that scales its damage over time. Oh man, the Drake plus the Execute is a full board clear for Katota. That's the nail in the coffin. Dirty Mike's got no chance here.
But look at the value that Blood Cell Corsair got.
Man, he got like 1.5 mana there. That was pretty good. Evolves it into a worthless 2/2. At this point, I think is when the referee customarily comes in and stops the match.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Dirty Mike's going to hold out for a Doppelgangster, which he picks up off the top.
Okay, let's... High rolls for days.
That's not too bad, but do you evolve away the taunt?
Ooh.
He gets another one.
Got a little bit better.
Yeah, with a
Gain
bigger buff.
1 health.
Yeah.
The Drake clears out the Tiger.
Yeah, and that's ball game. I mean, there are no threats left in Dirty Mike's deck.
Yeah, he evolve.
Oh, why'd he?
Yeah, he could have bumped and then he evolved.
Yeah, he just wanted to see what it was.
So Dirty Mike, after getting 2 quick matches in the bag, hits a brick wall on Katota's Taunt Warrior.
Man, so now that Shaman could, I mean, if he draws like that, he's gonna have a tough matchup against anything. But that Shaman could have trouble with the Mage.
Especially against the priests. A single Shadow Word Horror is usually all it takes for priests to take over the matchup against Shaman.
Yeah. I mean the sweep potential is real. The reverse sweep.
Yeah, I definitely the numbers play out in Katota's favor, at least match by match. The fact that Dirty Mike is basically getting 3 shots at winning with the Shaman deck means that the odds are actually in his favor, even if he's unfavored across 3 sets.
Man, and Katota doesn't even have to mulligan. He draws straight into answers.
Look at that. What a beauty. Volcanic Potion for the clear, Doomsayer for a clear, spot removal from the Frostbolt, and he'll pick up one of his secrets off of the Arcanologist.
And that Arcanologist, with that ping for the Mage, can trade very, very well in this matchup.
Yep. Manatide Totem, Flame Tongue Totem, no problem.
Yeah. So, and you know, Dirty Mike has to feel pretty good. I mean, Blood Cell Corsair, Firefly, double minions, each of those cards.
Yep, and I would assume he wants to keep the devolve for answering the Doomsayers,
Yeah. So, everyone thinking, Dirty Mike's got to be thinking hard about this devolve here. Oh, he tosses it back.
Ooh, he does get a great pickup on 2 with the Flame Tongue Totem, but is it going to backfire?
I don't know if it's right, but I always keep that there.
So a Coin Doomsayer will be a perfect answer here if Katota wants it. But he could even just coin out a Hero Power would reduce the pressure quite a bit.
Yeah, that Flame Tongue's gonna come down. So, you've got to wonder how Katota's gonna answer here. The Frostbolt's gonna come down on the Flame Tongue. Yeah.
You have to Frostbolt because there's already 6 damage on board. All it takes is a single Jade Claws.
And he's got the Volcanic Potion for down the road.
Yeah. So, and he was pretty quick with that decision there too.
But Dirty Mike picked up the Devolve off the top deck, so now the Doomsayer is a non-factor.
Yeah. He doesn't really have any cards in hand he needs to be wary of overloading right now. Of course, he could draw into something, but Jade Claws isn't I mean, what do you think, Cinder? Is Jade Claws? How does that look this turn?
I don't know. I think when you have an awkward turn and you're not under creating a clock isn't a huge demand at the time. Like you hit the hero power,
Yeah.
because it's a free body. It powers up your bloodlust, it powers up your evolves, and it reduces the costs on your things from below.
Yeah.
So you go with it every time. But that volcanic potion is the perfect answer there. Dirty Mike starting over from scratch.
Yeah, and good call on the hero power there, because it does allow him to cost into the thing from below this turn.
Yep. So now Katoda picks up the Frost Nova, but there's no clear answer. He's going to have to go for the Arcanologist. Pick up a little protection for the late game. Yeah, hero power really the only option there.
Ooh.
So damage starting to pile up in Dirty Mike's hand with the second Flame Tongue Totem there.
So he could, yeah, he's gonna build a board here with 4 minions, and Flame Tongue in hand.
Yeah, he's given himself. He waited to the overload to do it on turn 5, so that turn 6 gives him 5 mana, so that if he picks up that Bloodlust, he has the out to just close out the game right away. And with the Volcanic Potion just being expended, there's not much board clear. Although, this is really interesting. He's got 2 Novas in hand. Okay, so he can Nova now and then Nova Doomsayer next turn, which kind of gives Katoda all the time in the world.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Ooh.
Do you Thrall? I think you Thrall here.
Yeah. Do you drop Blood Cell Corsair first? Oh no,
you
he was
can't.
overloaded.
He's overloaded.
Sorry,
yeah,
he was overloaded.
Yeah, so this is going to give Dirty Mike a fairly substantial board.
Sure.
Rot Face!
Oh man!
Here come the memes.
Oh,
There's going to be... Oh,
whoa!
does Katoda... I mean...
How do you
I think-
injure him?
I think he has to Frost Nova Doomsayer here. He has to.
Yeah.
Like, he can't waste time polymorphing. Yeah, this is the way he's going to do it. But,
And then
oh,
Raw
man.
Face gets nothing.
Unless Dirty Mike gets real spicy and Jade Lightning's the Rot Face. No, he's not going to do that. Nah, just going to send that 4 damage
On
downtown. Oh, he's devolving. That's right.
Yeah.
He held the devolve for this exact purpose.
Oh. That.
Oh, yeah, he's got to clear that.
Yeah.
Clear that shield.
I mean, hey.
So yeah, Rot Face still in play.
If Katoda was going to get one mana card, that's not a bad one. So yeah,
No,
but it's
that's-
going to be inconsequential though.
Yeah. So now both Frost Novas expended and the Doomsayer wasted out of hand. The Meteor is not enough to clear out the board, and Rot Face is presenting a serious problem. Yeah, Katoda feels the
Whoa.
danger there. He's going to polymorph it. Ice Block going to come into play.
And the barrier is going to give him 18 health, and I don't.
You know, this might be the one deck where you don't mind getting the Weasel Tunneler. Because you can evolve it. It's another minion for Bloodlust.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, honestly. I think Dirty Mike just needs to continue pushing damage here. Play
Yeah.
out the Flame Tongue. Push some more damage to face. Maybe utilize that evolve hero power. This will set Katoda to 7. He's in danger of having the ice block popped in a turn. Ooh, that's not bad. 6 damage and a card draw.
No, that card draw is nice to see off the evolve there.
Yeah, and so Katoda has... This is the second polymorph, so we are guaranteed to see Frostless Jaina in this deck. But, oh yeah, the Meteor is going to come down and clear quite a lot of damage off the board. Suddenly, Dirty Mike's clock is down to 6 damage. He cannot pop the block with the board as it is. All he may just evolve to see if he can get a charger.
Do you drop the Doppelgangster there, Cinder?
I think so, because you've seen a meteor, you've seen both frost novas. The volcanic potion's been expended. Like Katoda's definitely running out of AoE. Oh, so he's gonna-
Probably. Yeah, you probably shouldn't evolve the middle minion
yeah,
just because of the meteor.
right. So yeah, Dirty Mike opting for the card draw and the trade for the 8/8. Not quite popping the block yet though. Ooh, that's a nice pickup off the evolve.
Man, that's a good one. That's a big butt out there for 7 health.
Yeah, the now all of a sudden that Flame Strike is not helping. In fact, I don't see a way for Katoda to prevent this block from being popped next turn.
And there's no way to win from here then either.
Yeah, I don't think so. No Frostless Jaina. No Medivh. He's gonna clean off as much damage off the clock as he can, but it's Dirty Mike has more than enough to pop it. Best he can do is Ice Block and Flame Strike next turn. The third Doppelgangster gets evolved for Dirty Mike, and a 6/6 is pretty good. That 2/2 got graduated by quite a bit. So yeah, oh man, now the Flame Strike doesn't clear the board.
He's just gonna pop again.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Second pop's gonna come in. Flame Strike might clear the board, might not. Dirty Mike notably has used both Jade Lightnings, so he cannot sling a spell at the face. Sea Giant, though, is gonna represent almost but a guarantee for Dirty Mike to pick up the third win and close the series. Second block gone. Katoda can only maybe hope for a Primordial Glyph. That's about all he's got left. Blizzard will buy him a turn.
Yeah, it'll. I'm not sure what he can draw into to survive here. I mean, Jaina's would only give him 5 health. So.
Oh man, another Doppelgangster comes into play. Maelstrom Portal looking for the Stone Tusk Boar. That's not it. Doppelgangster Evolve could produce the 6-mana 4/2 charge with Divine Shield.
Ooh, does he remember if he had patches already?
Patches has been played.
The elements are
Yeah, the Argent's Commander is a possibility for the Doppelgangster Evolve.
Yeah, that's not. He could just evolve that 6/1. There you go.
Oh, you're right. Okay. I think that's fine. Dirty Mike's in the commanding position here, just as long as
Yep.
there's no way out.
Yeah, he's got 2 evolves in his deck, doesn't he? Oh.
The 6 mana or the 6 health off of the Curator guarantees that damage is going to survive. That's it.
Yep. That's the match.
Dirty Mike picks it up in a 3-1 series. The aggressive lineup prevails over Katoda's more control-oriented lineup. We discovered that the warrior was in fact a taunt warrior, so he went with basically a full control, full anti-aggro lineup. And Dirty Mike said, "No thanks.
Yeah,
aggro is the way to go."
and he brought the fast 4, and it just goes to show the power of those classes right now, and that even when you ban Jade Druid, your control decks just are not safe in this meta.
No, they're absolutely not. I think the presence of the aggressive tools that still exist, patches, Innervate, Fiery War Axe, they're still tipping the scales in favor of the aggressors.
Yeah. It's it's a whole new world come Monday, and it'll be a whole new THL meta next week.
Next Friday is going to be a very interesting night. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Yeah, the
So
yeah, no, I was going to ask Cinder any kind of big observations or thoughts, anything
Um,
from this week's matches.
there's this in the tournament meta, the conquest meta right now. There is this constant, uh, shall you say, debate, a meta debate about, do you just go straight level 1 aggro, or do you try to go with 1 aggro, 1 control plus priest, or do you go full control, or do you go the Monsanto route and just go like jungle druid go? Because this is the level 1, level 2, level 3 strategy in tournaments, right? Do you take just the best decks, or do you try to take level 2, which tries to beat the best decks, or do you take level 3, which is in the realm of the crazies with their quest rogues? But in this particular instance, Dirty Mike at least shows that no matter how hard you try to punish an aggressive lineup, the aggressive decks just have the best percentages right now. And if you get ahead in a series like he did with that early Pirate Warrior win, your percentage to win the whole series in Conquest is quite good.
Yeah.
So the debate rages on as to whether or not it's best to go with tier 1 or with tier 2 trying to beat tier 1.
Yeah. Yeah, and in position, I can't remember if it was you or Cinder, if you had said it, but whenever we were going into the shaman, is it possible that you could tech out a control mage, and Taunt Warrior, of course, is favored, and Priest is I think slightly favored, but when you give that shaman deck 3 shots, it's an uphill battle. To reverse sweep any of these kind of tier 1-ish. I know Evolved Shaman's not tier 1, but it can hold its own. When you're giving it 3 shots, that's tough. If you're not hard teched against it.
In position.
Yeah, you're saying if you're not hard teched against the shaman,
or any of these kind of faster decks right now.
Oh yeah,
giving them 3 shots.
Yeah, and there's just no way, because in almost all these matchups, even if you're teched, in most cases you're either barely favored, even, so eventually they're going to get their win, and most likely they're going to get it pretty quickly, more often than you will.
Yeah. We had a good conversation in team chat this week about whenever you're bringing a deck, and you're kind of favored against 2 decks, decently favored, against 2 decks, and you're dogging against 1. What happens to your deck, whenever you tech for the bad matchup, at risk of lowering your odds of beating the other 2 decks? A lot of these decks right now are just, you can't tech against 1 without, you steal from one hand to give to the other.
Yeah, I look at it like this, right? You get 1 ban, right? And if you have 1 weak matchup after that ban, it's just 1 loss, right? It's not good, but to me, it's not really worth weakening your other decks and your other favorable matchups to go against it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather look and say, okay, what's going to be his hardest deck to get a win with, and maybe tech a little bit to make sure he doesn't get a win with that deck.
Yep, there's solid math out there that shows that if you have a deep texture to the matchup, like if you each of your decks has like some good and some bad matchups, even if they're really polarized, that's better than having 1 deck that's like slightly bad across the board.
Yeah,
because that deck ends up becoming a liability, and you almost have to force it further down in your queue order. As opposed to if you had just polarized matchups or even matchups across the board, you can just randomize and maximize your odds that way with your queue order. So yeah, I also don't like hard teching if it hurts your overall matchup score.
Yeah, good stuff. In position, any big observations from this week?
I enjoyed both matchups. It was this is exactly what we wanted for tonight. We got both ends of the spectrum in terms of the bad Ombre decks with some new guys involved, as well as some some of the standard lineups in that last match was something that was on the line possibly with the playoffs. So I think both matches were great. I enjoyed it. Thought you guys did a great job casting it, and those are my thoughts. Thanks.
Yeah. And
Thanks.
two closing thoughts on my end. One is that my heart is man, Smoked Salmon, if you're still listening, dude, my heart is broken for you. You man, Yogg, that was brutal. Man, it was fun to watch on our end, but I can absolutely empathize with you, man. That was heartbreaking. And then my other observation was I'm remiss for not bringing it up earlier. But Katoda was a THL mainstay in the early seasons. One of the better players in those early seasons. And he took a few seasons off and came back here in season 7 and joined Hearthstone Academy. And Dirty Mike is kind of a new school THL. Came in last week. It's rare that we see a new player become a captain out of the gates, but he had a team put together and they made the finals of THL. And this match was a little bit of old school, new school THL. So, and we see Dirty Mike get the win, bringing those fast 4 decks. And thank you, Katoda, if you happen to hear this. Thanks for coming on, and it's good to see you playing in THL again. And yeah, Salmon, dude, my heart's broken for you. That was brutal. Yeah, but yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. And you guys, any closing comments of any sort?
Yogg MVP 2017.
we know what altar that Kaisar is going to be praying to tonight. Yeah, and then MVP. Yeah, well, thanks everyone for tuning in, and then we'll catch you guys next week for Friday Night Fights with a whole new meta.
Yep, see you guys next week.
Yep, thanks. Out.